Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna start having Susie, and we alternate Susie to start with a quote. So Susie, because she always have very, very empowering and inspiring quote. So go ahead, Susie.
Okay, I have a short one today. It's called Sometimes. Sometimes a situation doesn't have to change for things to get better. Sometimes it's okay to stay in the same place, but have a shift in perspective. Sometimes that's what we need the most.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have announcement here. So the first, I just want to ask, anybody has a November birthday? November birthday? Oh, Joy. Okay. Happy birthday, Joy. And so when is your birthday? What date, Joy?
It's November the 22nd.
Oh,
Oh,
22nd. Oh.
Yay!
And my husband is November the 23rd.
Yay!
His birthday is always close to Thanksgiving,
Yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
same thing like you.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy birthday, Joan,
Thank you.
and from all of us. Okay, next is Robbie. Always a tradition. We have Robbie wants to announce something. So go ahead, Robbie. Announce whatever announcement you want to give to all of us. Oh, you're muted.
I want to announce that I'm happy to see everybody here today, and hopefully, our guests will find us a place that they want to join and join us. Also, we're excited about Kindness Day coming up November 13th. We have 93 people showing up, including you, Angeline. You're flying in.
Yeah.
We have two flying in from London and two flying in from Africa, and one flying in from North Carolina. So it should be a very fun time. We're not taking any more reservations. We are absolutely closed. And so I'm excited about that. And then I'm excited about you later talking about our retreat coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just everything and the Christmas parties, the two, the virtual and the online one that you'll be talking about.
Yeah.
So it's all about showing up and asking, and let's have a great time.
Thank you. And for those of you that are our guests, Robbie Matter is our founder and CEO of Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs. So if you have any questions or anything, that feel free to connect with Robbie, and she will put her contact information in the chat. Robbie could do that. So she can connect with you if you would like to have a conversation with her. Okay. And so virtual holiday party, just want to let everybody know, is December 4th, next month. It is a free event for everybody. Okay, member, non-member. It is a party. It is not a business meeting. So we are going to have fun. We're going to have a game. Susie has an exciting game coming up, and we have other director joining. And so you are going to receive the invitation, and all you have to do just click and say you want to join RSVP, and you'll get the Zoom link from me. And the reason I do that because I want to make sure it's for security, so not anybody just when they see the link they come, because I want to make sure this is a private party by invitation only, because we want to have fun. We don't want to have any disruption, and because of that, that's why Susie and I made the decision. We do have to have a link to be given. Just to let you know, too, for those of you that are not familiar with my meeting or Susie and my meeting, that if you register at Eventbrite, and I think somebody mentioned to me, you actually get the link from Eventbrite. You get the reminder and the link, but you have to maneuver. In other words, look for it, and when they remind you. So, but I do send you the link and the meeting code the day before the meeting and the morning of the meeting. Okay, so just to let you know, I don't send the link all month long every time somebody registers because that's to take too much time for me. So I only do it twice. The day before the meeting and the morning of the meeting, I send the link. So just to let you know, so if you register 2 weeks before, you will get the link the day before the meeting and the day of the meeting. Okay, so just to let you know. The retreat, September 17th to the 20th. So it is a 3-day retreat. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be in St. George, and Holly Porter is the organizer for that. She actually an expert in creating and finding and organizing a retreat. That is actually her business. And so she is helping us to get this thing organized. And I thank you, Holly, because this is a big event for us. And just look for the announcement soon. But and we do have limited a number that we can take. So we can only take a maximum 34 people. We can't we can't even take one more because of the fire um, uh, uh, law.
Regulations.
Yeah, that you can't take more because the person who owned the facility says you cannot take more than 34. Absolute 34 is the maximum they can take. Okay, so because of that, we want to announce it later now, and then when we have that on our landing page announcing at GSFE, first come, first serve, and then you can choose which one that you want to book. Please put in the chat, please, any upcoming event that you sponsor or you have. Please put that in the chat. And so then our attendees can, if it's virtual, they can hopefully attend. Okay. And we have a special announcement also from Holly. She just finished and published her new book. So Holly, can you tell me more about that? And she's our member. Okay, go ahead,
Oh,
Holly.
thanks. Well, it actually comes out officially on 11/11, which was the day I got out of the hospital from 4 years ago with COVID. And it's really raw and real. There's nothing polished about it. I talk about the divine messages and visions that came through, how they became the foundation of what I call my shift framework, which is surrender, hope, intuition, faith, and transformation. So more than anything, I wrote it to help people find meaning in their own hard seasons of life and remind them that even when life falls apart, there's a purpose in the pieces. And it's a spiritual and a personal development book in two parts. So you'll get the story in the beginning and then kind of how I fixed what I fixed in the shift framework. And so neardeathshift.com is the website. I'll put that in the chat. Like you can't get the Amazon link there yet because it's not on there yet for a few days. But if you go to the link tree that I'll put on there, you can get on my list and I'll make sure I notify you that day. It would be great. Of course, I am an international bestseller several times over already, so it's not like I need that title anymore. But sure, it'd be great if it goes number one. So if you want to purchase it for 99 cents on Tuesday, I would be grateful to you all. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Holly, do you think you could put the link the day of the that it comes out? Because then we can hop on and help
Yeah.
make your numbers go higher. If
So
we
I don't
have
have
that
the
link.
actual Amazon link. I can
I
put the
know, but
landing
when
page.
you get it.
I have the neardeathshift.com and it will
Yeah.
be on there. So do you want that
Okay.
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, please send to us about the link so then we can.
But you need to send us a reminder on the 11th because everybody has 9,000 things on their mind. And so we can't remember everything unless we get a reminder.
Yes. That's
Okay. Well,
why that's why I send this meeting 8 times
Yeah.
because I know everybody has their things. So please do that. And again, Susie, my co-director, any announcement from you, Susie?
Yeah, since we have Holly at our meeting today, Holly, could you just give us a little teaser about the retreat? Just say a couple words.
Oh, sure. So St. George, Utah is only a couple hours, not even, drive north from Las Vegas, Nevada. You're all from California, so you know where it is probably. So it's a drivable distance for most of you. It's going to be 6 hours maybe at the most if you're in Southern California, or 4 hours. Sorry, I'm 6 hours. No, let's see. 6 hours, sorry. I'm going from Las Vegas next week for the Goddess Day, so I'm calculating all my travel time. Anyway, 6 hours. And St. George is the best time of the year. It's going to be the second week of September. It's beautiful here. We will be offering a couple options to do as an excursion if you choose to. Like Friday night, there'll be tickets you can buy for Tuacahn. It's a Tony Award winning theater. And if you've seen what Sedona looks like, that's what St. George looks like as well. And you sit in this outdoor theater, so it's not hot that time of year, and it is all surrounded with these red mountains. And it's Les Mis is the play that night, so we'll have to get tickets early to make sure we can all sit together and get them because I'm sure it'll sell out quickly. But there'll be some fun things, and there's a great big pool. We'll share some of those photos so you can see. There's a pool at the actual venue we're staying at, but there's like uh oh gosh, I forget what they call it. It's a huge, it looks like a lake, but it's actually a pool. It's humongous, probably the biggest I've ever seen. And it's just an amazing little place here. So anyway, it should be really fun, but sign up early so that you can get a spot. That's a lot of people in one house. And so Robbie's been so kind in pricing it. I mean, when you see the price, it'll knock you over. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I've never been to a retreat at that price. So jump on board when you see it launching when we have it ready, but it's not ready yet, but it will be soon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Holly.
Thank you.
I yeah, I
Okay.
also just want to add one more comment about the holiday party. We always have a great time online, and we are also going to have a contest for the most festive holiday outfit. So I know some of you are going to really bring it to the table with your dress ups, and you can bring your own snack or drink or whatever that makes you feel festive. And we're going to have games and mingling. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And all you have to do is register and it's free. So that's good. One more thing, Robbie, can you mention about the deadline for your book when the chapters have to be in?
Uh, you're muted.
It's going to be, it's called It's All About Showing Up. It's volume 4. It's our 10th anniversary. It's not only our 10th anniversary, but we have a collaboration with Loney and GIA, and it's also their 10th anniversary. And we know that because we have this collaboration where our members are getting to be more global, that our show up stories are even bigger. You get 2,500 words, you get your bio, uh, and your contact information, including your social media and a picture, and the cost is $300. The deadline is December 31st. So hopefully you'll want to be in our next book. We already have a few that are in. I also wanted to mention our live Christmas party. You can do both, go to the virtual, and if you happen to be in California, show up at the live one. Is December 3rd at 4 p.m. at Jake's Barbecue in Lake Elsinore. And you would RSVP for me. There's no cost to attend, just the lunch, just to pay for your lunch and bring a gift for a gift exchange. So another way to meet other people and for them to get to know you.
Okay. And before I forget to, on the virtual holiday party, that again, this is not mandatory. This is voluntary. If anybody wants to offer a gift, just let Susie or me know. And then what happened at the party, we're just going to ask you, okay, tell me what is your gift. And then we draw the gifts. And so then everybody get the chance to win the gift. Okay, so that is how our party is. So it will be fun. And again, it's the same time at noon Pacific Standard Time. And I'm sorry, December 4th. Okay, so now time to take a pictures. Our photographer, Joan, and she always help me to take a pictures. Go ahead,
All
Joan.
right. All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Got your cheese on? No, you don't have to cheese. But anyway, okay, I'm going to take a couple of shots here. So go on and make your happy face. That's one. You can turn your head a little bit and make another happy face. Let's see. Okay, one more. Yay. Everyone looks lovely. All right, got it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you. Thank
welcome.
you. And next, Susie.
Great to see Marilyn on the line.
Yes. Oh, yes. Lisa, our new member, she is from Maryland. And welcome. Okay, so next we are going to have for Susie to introduce our speaker. Go ahead, Susie.
Okay. In a crowded marketplace, your voice is your superpower. But many women struggle to share their message with clarity and confidence. In this empowering 30-minute session, speaker and coach Cindee Williams introduces the Your Story Path, a simple yet powerful framework that helps you craft a signature talk that connects, teaches, and inspires. With decades of experience mentoring entrepreneurs, Cindee helps women move from hidden to heard without hyper pressure. And whether you're building a brand, pitching a mission, or stepping into leadership, this session will show you how to own your own message and own the mic. And I'm very happy to present Cindee Williams.
Welcome, Cindee. Thank you, Cindee.
Hello. Hello from Colorado. It feels so weird to say because that is as of Sunday. I am now a Colorado instead of a California resident. So this part looks good, but on the other side is a lot of boxes. And I had to find a little space to speak here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I want you to put in the chat right now, how are you currently using speaking in your business? Are you using it, not using it, scared to use it? Where are we? I just would love to get just a read of the room.
Using it, loving
Beginning.
it, favorite part of it.
Yeah, beginning to most important. I've been on, I love that. I know, Kara, you're amazing. Not really using it yet. Good using it, looking to do more keynotes. I use it. Wonderful. Use it through fashion shows. Awesome. Awesome. Love it and always open to more speaking events. Powerful. Because I can tell just by looking over the room that we have a lot of confidence and energy in the room today. So that's super exciting. I'm going to close this out right here. But our ability to connect with confidence is our very best strategy for success. And I like to say that the most powerful marketing tool that we have in existence it's not social media, it's not LinkedIn, it's not YouTube, it's none of those things. The most powerful marketing tool that we have to leverage is human connection. Think about that. It's that eye-to-eye contact, and that can be one-to-one, that could be one to many, or like a small group, like what we have here today. And that could be 1 to 1,000 or more, those of us who want to do more keynote speaking. But making that connection, are we making the right connections, and are we saying the right things when we go out? And I love that we have a mix of people who are beginning to use it, people who are seasoned speakers. We have the whole gamut, and I think we can all learn from each other different ways that we can utilize speaking in our businesses. So today we're going to talk about how to own the mic, no matter where you are in your speaking career, and how to craft a signature talk with confidence. And maybe you'll pick up on some new tips today that you can carry forward into your speaking career. So right now in the chat, I want you to pretend like you're on your way to a networking event or you're on your way to a conference. And be real here, what is your level of anxiety when you're sitting in the parking lot and you know that you are going to have to pick up the mic and tell people what you do? What level of anxiety? Anybody want to rate it 1 to 10? 0. I love it. Love it, love it. A 3, 0, very good. 3, 1. Yeah, I told we're here with seasoned speakers. Okay. I love that. This gives me a 5. You kind of worried, maybe not knowing exactly what to say. A 3. Very good. Okay. Next question is when you're handed the mic at a networking event, or you got 3 to 5 minutes maybe to explain who you are and what you do, what do you lead with? What do you normally lead? Maybe put that in the chat. Like maybe what's your first sentence that you may say when the mic is handed to you? I almost didn't show up for my first event. I was so scared. I love that. Solve a problem. Good. A relatable story. Holly, I love you. Yes. Yes. Okay, love to start with a story. So today, that is what it depends why they're giving me the mic. Oh, Kara, very smart, very smart. Introduce myself and connect with the audience, greet the audience. Wonderful. How's everybody doing today? Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about my backstory. I was totally paranoid to speak for most of my life. My husband and I have been entrepreneurs for over 35 years, and I worked mostly behind the scenes. I, took care of the books, took care of the kids. I was a teacher in the 90s, but I was never out in front. Something triggered in 2018, and maybe some of you can relate to this. The kids grew up, and I was no longer behind the scenes anymore, working quietly in the business. I found that the house was really quiet. Look outside the front door. When are they coming home? They're not. They're gone. I was wondering who I was beyond mom. I also, like you, had a lot of experiences, a lot of stories built up, a lot of things in my life that were trials that I knew that I could share how to work out of that. And I really felt the call to share my story. I really felt the call to go out and make my impact on the world, maybe not within the family business. I was helping with my husband with his company, my in-laws with their company, and all of that, and really working behind the scenes. But who was I now beyond mom? And so I did what a lot of people do. I got my real estate license. Okay, I'm 50 years old. I'm like, I'm going to go out on my own and I'm going to get my real estate license. And this is me. That was my very first listing. In that first year that I went out, that's my husband there, I sold one house the entire year. And I worked so hard. I would do open houses. I would even stage open houses with furniture from our house if it was vacant. And I still sold one house. I'm like, what is wrong? And this is what I figured out. In that first year, I got the wrong start. I was door knocking. I was cold calling. I was comparing myself to everyone else. So no matter what field you're in, you're always getting a lot of shiny objects sent to you. And so I should be doing that. I should be doing that. I should be doing that. I tried to sell to everyone. Did you see the big banner on my car? It was just like a big marketing advertisement. I was very transaction focused. I wanted to have the sale. Very labor intensive. Okay. And my results from leading with a wet, and I have this little cartoon here in the corner. I was what I'm going to say, word vomitoso on everybody, right? I was leading with my what constantly. I knew my goal in 2018 with real estate. What I thought was my why at the time was I was going to put our daughter through college with my real estate career. Well, selling one house wasn't exactly going to do that. So I needed to make a change. I had to stop leading with what? So the next year I did something different. I found out who I was. I changed brokers and I took a DISC assessment. And I learned what my communication style was. I got a 40-page document that really explained who I was, how I communicate best, and it helped me to understand others' communication styles. I gathered mentors around me, like what we're doing here today, people who are faster, stronger than you in front of you. I had people alongside me who are on the same path. And I had people behind me who I was helping. So I gathered mentors. I hired a coach. I put some skin in the game. I identified my ideal client and I became very relationship focused. In fact, that year I started something called my 52 Coffees Challenge. And it was, by that time, it was 2020. And I realized how much I was telling everybody my what. And so I go, you know what? I'm going to take one woman out to coffee every single week just to learn her story and learn how I can add value to her life. I'm not going to even talk about real estate. I'm just going to learn about her. And in return, I'm going to learn how to have better conversations, how to have eye contact, how to put my phone down and learn those things. And the results, that year, I was flourishing and I was fulfilled. My sales went up. I got results. And what I found out was that people don't buy our what until they know our who, until they know who we are, until they know that they can like us, they can trust us, they know who we are. And that changed everything. So before we can even talk about a signature talk, or we can talk about my story path, if you want to truly reach your people, and this is if you've been a speaker for years, I think Kara said she's been on 800 stages. It's still true. And I think we still need to touch in with this all the time. If you want to reach your people, you must first know who you are, whom you serve, and why you do it. Why do you do it? Next slide here. So you need to first, the very first part one is discover you, who you are. Discover the remarkable about you. The first person we must examine ourselves. If things aren't moving along in your business, maybe if you've plateaued or it's a little stagnant or you're wanting to reach the next level, you must examine yourself first. So if our self-perception is distorted, whether it's from limited beliefs on ourselves, thinking we're not enough, or we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people, or maybe we have an inflated view of ourselves, then our attempts to influence others are going to be misguided and maybe even manipulative. So examine yourself. What's remarkable about you? Take inventory and shift your focus. Wherever you are in your career right now, start where you are. Use what you have in your hands and do what you can. That advice, I mean, that transfers no matter how long you've been in business, okay? Stop taking inventory of what's missing in your life and focus on what you do have. What do you have available to you? What stories, what experiences, what people? Look at the people who are on our call today. I looked at Holly and I'm like, I'm doing a retreat in November. I should connect with Holly. There's a lot of different people on the call that we could connect with, right? Focus on what you have in front of you and the people you have right around you. The next thing is that DISC. And I use DISC. I'm a DISC behavioral consultant, but I think any personality test, whatever it is, if you can get insight into who you are, it gives you so much more power. So DISC, it has 4 different personality types with John Maxwell, which I'm one of Maxwell coach. It actually breaks it down into 42 different types based off these. So if you look here on this graph, on the top you have active, below you have passive. On the left side is your more task-oriented people, and on the right side is your more people-oriented people. So a D is going to be very task-oriented and active. I'm a D. My husband is very people-oriented, but he's more passive. He likes to be more behind the scenes. He likes to do things a little slower and research and all of that. So knowing who you are really helps in your speaking career, in the message that you're bringing. So here's just a tool. And yes, those are all me, all those women. I tend to be a D, and I think it's really important to note that only 3% of the population are Ds. An influencer style who's more very people connected, loves to bring the energy, life of the party, really able to share your story effectively. 17% of the population are Is. The Cs, that calculator style, this is somebody who's the planner, who has the clipboard, right? They're analyzing opportunities, they're implementing strategic changes, they're very precise and analytical. 11% of the population. Look at this here, your S's. 67% of the population are your steady eddies. What is it? How does that affect us when we're selling? If I'm selling in my director style and I'm like this, I'm very fast, sometimes impulsive, the people that I'm selling to, 67% of them may be those slow cookers, right? We need to put them in the crock pot. We may give them a message and they're not going to react to that for 6 more months. They like to create sustainable routines. So it's really important to know who you are. The next part of the equation is discover you, whom you serve. We are most qualified to help the people we once were. Your struggles become your expertise. Your journey, that creates your credibility. So I always say, yeah, I turned 50 and I felt like I was really lacking experience jumping back into my own career. But we are never lacking. We have been stacking up experiences our entire life. And no matter where you are on the age spectrum, we have a lot to bring to the table. Your journey creates your credibility. Your transformation becomes your message. If you want that human connection, you are the message. You are the message. I think I told you at the very beginning, let me see here. Okay, let me do this one too. So sometimes we say that we are the most likely to help the person we once were, but it can also be the opposite. Sometimes we can also solve problems for customers that are very different from our own experience. And I love Mother Trucker Yoga. I went to a speaking seminar, it was like 3 days, and she spoke, and I just love her. She has nothing to do with trucking. No trucking in her family or anything, but she discovered when she was on road trip, she was a yoga instructor and she had a brick and mortar, nobody was coming to her studio. But she saw that truckers were in their cars, in their trucks for hours, and they were having health problems, back pain, leg issues, all kinds of health problems. And the food at truck stops was horrible. So she went outside her comfort zone and created Mother Trucker Yoga, which is an 8-figure business, has 4 different spokes on the wheel. She's absolutely amazing. I love her. And her name is fun and catchy too. So, doing the ideal client avatar work, which is something that we do within my program, and really honing in on the demographics, the psychographics, the emotional state of your clients, gaps and validations. What are you going to speak to your clients on? How are you going to make that human connection? And then the last part is discover why you do it. Why do you do what you do? I told you at the beginning, I got my real estate license because I wanted to put our daughter through college. There's a lot of reasons why that happened. I'm not going to go into that. But the thing is, I thought that was my why. I thought that was my purpose. And so a lot of times we can put our life on a clarity scale and we can start out here being, I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. And the more we start asking questions, the more we start getting clarity and certainty in our life, it becomes conviction. It becomes like, this is what I'm here on earth to do. This is my journey to purpose. It's that clarity scale. Why do you do what you do? Your why has been a consistent thread throughout your entire life. It doesn't change. A lot of times people will teach that your why changes, but it runs through every facet of who you are and what you do. For instance, when I was young, I was 5 years old, and I used to gather all the kids in the neighborhood into the garage, lock the door, and I would teach them, right? I would teach them. The teaching is in my blood. I love it. It's a consistent thread that has been with me my entire life. So I'm going to play this little video for you. And there's a reason why I'm going to do it. Okay, that was my why. I thought that was my why. Did you see how long that lasted? Like 5 seconds. Okay, so obviously my why in working so hard in real estate wasn't about the diploma. It wasn't about proving myself. In fact, once Megan, our daughter, walked across that stage and I went home to go back to my real estate, I lost it. I lost the zeal. I was kind of in a bit of a funk. I didn't know what to do. And it's because my why was a result. My why was very goal oriented. And what I did some deep dive digging, pulled back the layers, and I realized that my why is creating choices and opportunities for myself, my family, and for others. That's a thread that's been throughout my entire life. It goes with my family, it goes with my friends, with our finances. Why do I do things? Because I want us to have choices and opportunities. It goes with my fitness. Why do I eat well and hike and walk and do all these things? Because I want my grandkids to be able to call me up when I'm 80 years old and say, hey, let's go hike this mountain. And I want to be able to do that. I want choices and opportunities. It's a thread that runs throughout our entire life. So the power of alignment, when we have all these three come together, who you are, whom you serve, why you do it, it forms the basis for your signature talk. It helps you to create your products, your offers, your services. All of that binds together. So how do we put it together? And that's where I have the story path. And I'm going to skip over this slide. So I believe when I'm speaking, I love to take the audience on a journey, like you're walking a path with them. And somebody said in the chat that they love to start with a story. And I think that's so beautiful when we're able to start with a personal story. The A is that actionable teaching, that transformational teaching that we're able to take them through. And this is something that we could do in a 1 minute. We could build it out into a 45-minute keynote, or we could take it on that 3-day retreat to St. George. You can build it out like that. But once you have this path, you can do all kinds of things with it. Then you want to your audience needs to know how to take that next step with you. Where do they go with that? What call to action do you want your audience to take? If you're just telling stories and you're just teaching, but you're giving no one a call to action, what are you up there for? If they don't know what to do next, why are you there? And then being able to close it with an emotional close that pulls it back to that personal story. And you could just use this little acronym to create all kinds of little talks, just knowing a personal story, an actionable teaching, how do I take them to the next level and close it with a heartfelt close. So what does a personal story look like? It needs to have audience relevance. Your message is for your audience, not for you. So choose a story that's relevant. And a lot of times when I'm coaching women and helping them develop their keynote speeches, that story, depending on what audience they're speaking to, you may shift the story. I have one story that I'll tell when I'm speaking to women about I have an autoimmune disorder, and how I lost my hair and how all this that applies to the women in that audience are going to understand that. When I'm speaking to a mixed audience of entrepreneurs, I may tell them the story of how 35 years ago, my husband and I found a pressure washer in a barn. And from that pressure washer, we launched a 35-year-old commercial cleaning company, starting with cleaning car washes in the middle of the night. So you choose a story that's relevant. What emotional impact? How will it inspire hope and not just sympathy? I think this is really important when you share a story, that it is a story that you're healed from. Sometimes we'll share a story that we're still working through, and your stage is not your therapy session. It's not your platform for sympathy. And how do we know if we're doing that right? If people come up to you afterwards and say, I'm so sorry that that happened to you. You may not be healed enough from your story to be able to share it yet. But if people come up to you afterwards and say, wow, I'm going through something really similar, and by you sharing how you overcame that, it gives me hope. That would be the difference. Is it going to enable an emotional connection and being able to engage those emotions without manipulating them? Brevity, your opening story should be no more than 2 to 3 minutes. If you're doing a minute opening talk at a networking event, it should be the first 15 seconds. Very precise. Is it your story to share? Are you sharing somebody else's story that may not want that? That comes up, with family relations and stories like that. It's like, should I really be sharing this story? Actionable teaching, transformation. 2 to 5 points at the most. Follow a consistent pattern. Build points that progress on each other. A building block, like what I'm doing right now, the path. These build on each other. The personal story, the actionable items are building on each other. Make it actionable, steps that they can take immediately. You want your audience to be able to walk out that door knowing that they have a tool in their tool belt that they can use right away. Give the what and the how, or maybe just a little bit of the how. Maybe save the how for an upgrade later on. Keep it very simple. Connects to the opening story. Each point should relate back to the personal story. And focus on the transformation. Clearly engage the pain to purpose picture, that there is a way out of this struggle. And then take the next step, that call to action. Always have something to invite people to attend, your lead magnet. Where can people go to find you? Do you have a webinar they can attend? Do you have a resource that they can take home with them? Be very specific in how you want people to get a hold of you. State exactly what action you want them to take. Tell exactly what you want them to do. Be specific. Focus on their benefits and really connect their action to the benefit that they're going to receive. Create urgency. Give a compelling reason to act now and not later. Maybe the space is limited. There's only a few spots left. Don't put this off for another day. Those never come again, right? To create that urgency. And then speak with conviction. Deliver your invitation with authentic confidence. And if you don't have that authenticity around what you're doing and around what your business, then maybe you need to go back and examine it a little bit further. You can only speak with conviction when you believe 100% in what you do. And then that heartfelt close. Circle back. Reference that opening story. Highlight the transformation that your audience is going to receive. Link your journey to their potential path forward. Share the vision. Paint a picture of what's possible for them right now. And then you're going to end with a memorable line that reinforces your core message. Allow them to engage with you and to feel the moment. There's an outline. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward past these. So that's it in a nutshell. That's the story path. That's leading with a personal story, having the action items in there. Have it take it to the next level. How can people connect with you afterwards and end with an emotional close? And so when I was talking with Angeline about this, I wanted to offer a disc assessment as a raffle. And so it's a disc assessment and a strategy session. So a 90-minute strategy session where you take the assessment and then we can gather together and really come up with a 2026 pathway for you in strategy session around your communication style. And then of course, if you want to book a strategy session with me, it's $50 off of that. So that's our connect. I want to encourage you to go home after this and to consider, what is a story that I can share with my audience that's going to ignite change in them and transformation? How will what you've learned today change what you will do tomorrow? That's what we should be asking ourselves when we are delivering our messages. So thank you very much. I'm going to go back out of that right now.